Greetings to you. My name is Tara Brabazon. I'm the Dean of Graduate Research at Flinders University, and welcome to Vlog 46, promoting your research. When I was a junior academic, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, senior colleagues would often plop in my office and complain with some desperation and sadness that nobody would cite their research. It all was a bit desperate, and they'd look at me like this and say, please Tara, could you please cite my research in your article? It was a bit yucky. It was a bit uncomfortable. But I do understand the desperation, because you've configured a research plan, you've written a fantastic article, you've focused attention on title, on abstract, on keywords, you've explored and investigated and supported the referee reports, and you've created a great piece and it's been published. Terrific. But what's next? In the old days, basically 10 years ago, we had to be reliant on the editor of a journal to support and try and promote the research that was in that individual issue. And it didn't always work terribly well. In 2007, an article appeared that stated that 90% of refereed articles were never cited. 90%. Now, thankfully, that article was actually wrong. It got some fantastic headlines, but it was absolutely and completely inaccurate in terms of disciplines, but in terms of overall judgments. You see, 1/3 of social science papers are not cited, 26% of biological science articles are not cited, but up to 80% of humanities articles are not cited. But that is a false positive. As we all know, research in the humanities, the best research is in scholarly monographs, is in books, and articles invariably are the scaffold to the books. So it is the scholarly monographs that draw the citations in the humanities. And also, and this is the really interesting bit, citations are dependent on many different variables. So, for example, the window of the citation. So, for example, the citations your article would receive in the first 6 months are very different from the citations it will receive in 6 years. So always be conscious of the window of the assessment. Also, what counts as a citation? Increasingly, that's blurring a wee bit between citations in the refereed literature, but also citations via altmetrics. That's becoming increasingly interesting and blurred. And also, of course, self-citations. Do self-citations count? One of the easiest way to not be uncited is to cite yourself. But the major point, I think, of all this stuff is that a large slice of research is not cited. Boom. Another bit of information we need to grasp is an even larger chunk of research is under-cited. Now, there are many reasons for that. One could be that the research is pretty poor. So if the research is poor, then really it's not going to be cited. But more likely, I think, the author, the researcher, has not found a strategy or a mechanism to connect that research with its audience. Let's put this in perspective. Every single day, 5,000 refereed articles are published. Every single day, 5,000 refereed articles are published. So unless you do something, unless you promote that article, unless you push that out into the world, it will disappear. So 10 years ago, researchers couldn't do too much to promote their research. It was reliant on the editor. We hoped that people would find the journal and read all the articles. There was also that really appalling strategy whereby a table of contents for a journal would be sent to scholars via email. Oh, yuck. Pretty clunky. But with open access, disintermediation, and the proliferation of research, all the old assumptions about what we do with research and how it moves through space and time, all of that is changing. But now you can, as an academic author, claim control of your research, and you, yes, you, can build an audience for your work. You have control of it. New times, new opportunities, and yes, new rules. So this new mode of marketing yourself is about increasing citations, but it's also about creating your digital brand. And we're going to do both today. So this vlog, if you like, has two parts. Firstly, it has the easy stuff, the stuff that is going to take 2 minutes, yes, 2 minutes on the day an article is released, that will enormously expand your citations and your audience. So there's going to be a 2-minute strategy, bang, and then if you're prepared to commit a little bit more time, that's the second bit of this vlog. So let's get into the quick, easy stuff. So on the day that your article is published, what can you do in 2 minutes to enlarge its audience? Here we go, quick, easy. Let's start with social media. On the day your article comes out, 1, share it on Facebook. Most of us as scholars, about half of our mates are academics, half of our mates are friends and family and all the rest of that stuff. But do remember that if people aren't interested, they can simply scroll through that and move to the next post. But for your academic friends, do give them the opportunity to read your work. And for example, I've got so many wonderful friends who are academics all around the world. Hi guys, I love you, you know that. And they post their research. I love reading it. I find it on the day that it's released, I can cite it. They have great students. They cite their students' work. Hi Jackie, love your students. And it's fantastic. So start to support your friends and their research, and they will support you. That's an academic community. Right, 20 seconds, Facebook, done. Now, this is the important bit. Go to LinkedIn. In the last year, an incredible rate of growth has been witnessed of academics and PhD students in particular on LinkedIn. The graph looks like this. So we can no longer neglect LinkedIn. So make a post, 1 sentence, make it a bit spooky. Why would people be interested in your research? 1 sentence, glitter, disco, make it fabulous, and link to the article. Now, every single person that clicks like to that post enlarges the circle of the people who see it. So please don't neglect LinkedIn. Important, takes you 10-15 seconds. Okay, Facebook, LinkedIn. Next one, Twitter. Absolutely crucial. And what I want you to focus on in Twitter is the time that you post. So if the audience for your research is in Australia, for example, then using Adelaide time, post between say 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. If you think the West is going to be quite interested in your research, aim for 10:30 so it gets to the start of their working day. The reason for that, people arrive at work, they turn on their computer, they make a cup of coffee, they open their emails, they open Twitter. So if it's an Australian audience, go for those times. The main audience for my work is international. So the Australian audience is a secondary, third market for me. So if I'm interested particularly in the United States and Canada, I post 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning. For the European audience, if it's more British, I focus on between say 6 p.m. to about 10 p.m. at night. That's the European audience. So time of posting really matters. Also use hashtags. So if you have only got say 50 followers on Twitter, don't worry about that. That will start to expand, and you expand it by using a hashtag. So whatever is an interesting, provocative keyword in your research, hashtag, use that. New audiences will find your work. Okay, bang, 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 done incredibly well. We're not even at 2 minutes yet. Next step, upload your piece to either academia.edu, Mendeley or ResearchGate, whatever your choice is, that's great, but do it methodically. Now put in the link, get your keywords right, and most importantly, find your audience. Now this is significant on academia.edu because they tell you who is reading your work. Look at the nations that are reading your work. Start to think that through, and the next time you get an article published, know that that particular part of the planet is starting to read your work. So start to use that. So all of this stuff is free, easy, quick, powerful. 2 minutes on the day a piece is published, and you've just got yourself an audience, and you're getting the chance to find those citations. Fantastic. So that's the first bit of this vlog. Easy, quick, bang, good. So you can stop at this point. But if you're prepared to do just a little bit more work, then you can have incredible outcomes coming from that little bit of extra effort. So I have seen incredible PhD students, and particularly PhD students moving into the post-PhD environment, maintain a blog. So when they publish an article, they also publish a blog that links to the piece, obviously, but provides the story of the research, how it was written, how it was developed, particular challenges, and also where the research is going next. It tells the story of the research. Fantastic. Secondly, don't hesitate with sound and vision. So if you want to produce a vlog series on YouTube about your research, that is great. Please use my expertise. Remember, I'm a former professor of media, so I can teach you how to do this stuff in 15 minutes. So if you want to start talking, narrativizing your research on YouTube and via video, please do that. Again, the outputs that you produce, incredibly valuable, right? There's also a brand new genre that I particularly wanted to introduce to you today, and this is called video abstracts. Video abstracts. So this is great to me. So on YouTube, people record 1 minute, 90 seconds, 2 minutes of the abstract of their article. They then link to it in the information section of the video and have a fantastic audience there. So if you're a bit underconfident about video, and I understand it can be hard, just put your toe in the water and record video abstracts. Really great. Now, publishers love video. So what you're able to do, once you've gathered up some video, you can again go through Facebook and post it, go on LinkedIn, go on Twitter and post it, and the publisher will pick that up off Twitter and post it through their feed. So you've got new audience and new citation opportunities. Now, the same with podcasts. Most of you know I'm a sonic practitioner. I absolutely adore sound. Sound is what I do. So don't hesitate in thinking about podcasts, using sound to tell the story of your research. Sound is special because you're literally whispering in somebody's ear while they're exercising, while they're walking, while they're in the car. And it creates incredible intimacy. I've met tens of thousands of people around the world who first met me through podcasts, and then they've become really good friends of mine. So please use that intimacy, use that connection through sound, and it will be incredibly useful. Okay, so the advantage of creating sonic and visual material around your articles is that it provides the story, the narrative about you and the narrative about your research. And that also then creates that iteration, the secondary iteration for your article on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Really useful. And as I said, publishers love sonic and visual material. They love authors that take control of their marketing. You will be rewarded. So these strategies are increasingly bound up into a key word that's called altmetrics. Altmetrics. We will do a vlog on altmetrics. I just want to see a little bit more evidence rather than spruik before I give you the full vibe on it. But those of you that would like to get into altmetrics early, put into Google altmetrics bookmarklet. So bookmark with L-E-T on the end. Altmetrics bookmarklet. That's a great plugin that provides all the references to your research on blogs and from blogs, and all references to your research on Twitter since 2011. And that algorithm is improving weekly, so it is something to watch. Also remember, we're really after a much bigger prize here. Yes, it's going to promote your article. Yes, I believe you'll attract citations, but it's also about creating a profile, a digital scholarly identity for yourself. We need to get to the stage where people follow you. They don't just accidentally stumble on your article. They go, oh, Tara Brabazon's just produced a new article. I really am interested in that. Let me read it. So your name needs to become a pointer and a brand to your research. And that's why we're linking to Twitter, to Facebook, to LinkedIn. That's why we're using all these alternative platforms for your research. The story builds the brand, builds the reputation, builds the profile. That's the key. Also, what I'd ask you to do, if you can, for me, is to support others. Part of what this vlog series was about right from the start was intellectual generosity. So much of academic life is about envy and jealousy and rage and nastiness and bullying and really yucky stuff. And I want us at Flinders to be different, to stand for something, to believe in intellectual generosity, kindness, ideas, international standards, excellence, but supporting other people in their scholarship. So when a mate of yours on Facebook does post an article, click like, read it, offer a comment, say well done. We all know how hard it is to do research. Support the people that do it well. Success is not a finite resource. Please remember that. Being a scholar is incredibly tough in anti-intellectual times. So I'd ask, be a good scholar, intellectual citizen and support the people around you. And social media allows you to do that, to comment and create that sense of community. So in this series about publishing, and thank you for joining me through the whole series, it's been brilliant. We've talked about having strong ideas, writing them into an article, caring about the title and the keywords, and managing peer review. So from that foundation, you can promote your scholarship throughout the world. And this strategy is often called, oh dear, quote, optimizing your discoverability. Optimizing your discoverability. Very sexy, very catchy phrase, not. Now for some of you that might make you uncomfortable. You're thinking, oh, that sounds a bit like self-promotion, and maybe it is. But let me just offer an idea for your consideration, if I may. Think about what's happened in the last year on this planet. Think about Brexit. Think about the current president of the United States. We are scholars. We are researchers. We believe in evidence. We believe in argument. We believe in debate. We believe in the power of strong ideas. The taxpayers, the people who pay our salary and also pay your fees for your PhD or your research masters, have the right to find high quality information to help them to enable their citizenship. So through open access and through this discoverability strategy that we've put in place today, citizens throughout the world can find high quality material and improve the decision making in our daily lives. That is positive and that is powerful. It's also a reminder that we are scholars in the world and we are scholars for the world. As always, I wish you love, light and peace. Tia.